Wanted to start with a broader question about your signature style, which is specifically how our press notes began. Can you tell me something about how you feel about your signature style that you thought well suited a Superman movie, but then also something about the character that, was caused to evolve and maybe add another layer to it?
What is my signature style? Does it say it in the press notes that I have a cheat sheet that I can use to know?
I was trying to put it into, I was trying to put it into words and I had a tough time.
Well, I definitely am led by emotion, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that emotion is always the thing that is the most important. And I love action. So I think that is probably, I'm not your average director because I don't think there's anybody that is more emotional but also really loves action. So those two things kind of fit together in a strange way where I think that serves Superman perfectly because he is this very warm, open, loving, good, kind guy. He's more in touch with his feelings than other characters I've worked with. But at the same time, I get to play with all the toys and do all the fun stuff that I like doing from, it's almost like building an action scene's like a puzzle, making a puzzle or fixing a puzzle or doing a puzzle. I guess we do puzzles. We don't fix puzzles. But it's like that.
Honestly, I feel like your signature style is taking a puzzle, smashing it to bits, and rearranging it in a way that I never knew I needed.
Oh, yeah. I think I would look at it like, I see what you're saying. I think that the other thing is kind of like trying to come at something from a different point, taking, iconic characters or iconic, with genres such as like, space fantasy with the Guardians. But with this one, taking iconic characters and saying, where can I come at these characters from a different direction than has really been come at from other media? So, we're focusing on a part of Clark's life that we don't normally focus on, which is, when he and Lois are first dating, when she's not even sure she wants to go any further. We're also seeing an emotional and personal story about Clark, which is pretty rare. He's not a haunted guy, but in this movie, he does come to some new awarenesses that threaten how he views himself. And that's difficult for him emotionally. And that's the core of the story. So I think it's just focusing on those little pieces that don't in any way, go against what Superman is or has meant in the past. It's just looking at a new piece of it.
That first conversation between the two of them, it's just like chef's kiss, pitch perfect. I loved it. While I was thinking about things that I feel contribute to your signature style, admittedly, this might be a reach, but it's something that I've always felt in your work, but also admired about you behind the scenes is the fact that you're an animal lover. Yeah. And I know obviously there's the one-to-one connection with Krypto here, but I guess more broadly, do you feel the fact that you are someone who treats your pets like family influencing your work as a filmmaker?
Oh, for sure. Well, listen, I love animals. I mean, I love animals more than I love movies. So it's like being able to, create animal characters, that people fall in love with and then hopefully kind of see their own animals. I mean, Krypto's a bad dog. He's a terrible dog. And a lot of people have, pretty naughty dogs. And so I think maybe that brings people a little bit closer with their pets. But I was raised, before I had brothers and sisters, I had a sister who was a dog. And she was my best friend. Her name was Shawnee. And we were best friends until we were both 14. And I feel like I'm partially imprinted on animals. I understand them in some ways more than I understand humans.
There's something about that mindset that always clicks with me. And I feel it in your movies and I love it. So you directed this movie. You're obviously going on to shepherd many more movies in the new DC film franchise. I'm curious, is there any new way that you're approaching supporting future directors that is influenced by your experience directing this movie? Something that you are striving to do for them based on how you felt directing Superman?
Ooh, that's a tough one, Perry, because I I find most of the influences come from before, when I've had other people, sort of, shepherding my films and trying to support my films. And, Kevin Feige was actually a really great model for me in that way. He let me do my thing, but he also was really honest with what he thought, and he never stopped trying to make a movie better up until the very last minute. And so that really affected me. In terms of making Superman, it's just such a different experience because I am the studio and I'm the director. So I try to make other people become the studio for me, if that makes sense. I really go to, Peter Safran and Chantal Nong and other directors. I showed this to, Drew Goddard and Jason Reitman and Damon Lindelof and all these people to get their input on what works and what doesn't. And they were so helpful, but I want to be able to support people, but also be really honest. And I don't pull punches. I'm really blunt. I think we need to come from the common space that we're just trying to make the best movie possible without ego being a part of it.
To follow up on that briefly, is there a key piece of feedback or advice that any of those people you just name dropped gave to you that heavily influenced the finished product here? Yeah,
I would say probably Drew Goddard was really helpful. I think that there were a couple of little things in the movie that we had, like 3 or 4 things that we really argued about in the film. And all of them had to do with things that were a little bit darker or a little bit lighter. And in discussing one of them, Drew Goddard was like, you know what? It's just not that film. It's not that film with this little dark ending bit. And I thought, oh, you know what? He's right. It's not that film. It is not that film. And so that line that he said stuck with me for the rest of editing.
I get that. This movie with a big heart filled me up in a way that I needed right now. So I'm going to say congratulations and thank you.
Thanks, Perry. I appreciate that.